I'm trying. I feel after a few couple ones we'll get like the groove. I want to see if we get a buzz.
Okay.
We're live.
I think we are live.
All right. I'm glad I was able to join the group.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone out there. It's time
Hello.
for Tuesday Talks.
That's right. We're a little late. You know, first one today, as we had said, we wanted to let you guys go ahead and set up and get ready for us as well. I hope you all have your coffee. We're coming at you with a couple of little segments today. And we see people joining. Thank you.
Hello out there.
Hi, everybody.
We're working out the technicalities here, the little kinks.
Yeah,
So
we'll get
show
it-
us support.
We'll get it together. It's a new day in New York.
Yes, always a new day.
Always a new day in New York, and looking forward to the work week, right?
Yes, always. When I wake up in the mornings on Tuesdays, I always look forward to this. Ever since coming from LA, just going to New York, you know, hair is everything, and fashion is everything, and art is everything. So it's really enjoyable, and finding these two here, Mariana and Michael, here at Midoma, this is really an experience here. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Sweet words to start it off.
Thanks, Joey. So we decided to do this Tuesday talk. So Tuesday Talks will be the series. This is the first one today, and yeah, it's about that's what it is. It's talking, and talking is communicating. While we communicate, and good thing we can chat live, or we can tune in live somewhere. Other people can listen to us. We can communicate with
With a larger group,
other
I think.
people. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just getting your small, just where you're at, you know.
Right. Having
Communication's
said that,
key, right?
having said that, communication is definitely key. And the reason that we wanted to start this kind of program, if we get continued support, we'll keep it up. We know that there is a need for it. But the reason we wanted to do this, try this format, is because everything is about social media right now. Instagram is quite big, which is why we're here. But about every 5 weeks, barring any holiday closings, we have a reception here where we launch a new designer, fashion designer, jewelry designer, pillow designer, sculptor, and an artist like you see behind us here. And in those 2 hours of time, we learn so much. We get requests, we are told how other establishments are doing business. So a lot of what we do has been learned in all of the conversations we've had. So this is your time for the people who can't come here to share your stories with us. We'll try to get your comments out, share your comments, and answer any questions that you may have. And if we can't answer it now, then we'll put it first thing up on the next Tuesday Talk next
Correct.
week.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So does anybody here, I see quite a few people. I'm sorry to look down, but you know, I'm the old lady, so I'm practically sitting on top of the iPad with glasses on so I can see questions.
So we're not looking for something really that got lost. We're looking for maybe possible questions that come in, so we can discuss them or answer them. You know, just talk about them.
So like our first topic, like we were talking about, let's go deeper into communication within the industry, I think. With communication, that includes a lot of things when it comes to this industry. I mean, with hair, of course, a consultation, there's communication there, and without that, you can't create the vision of the client as well as yourself. So definitely have to have an open line of communication there. And then within the arts, of course, when you're talking about pieces, in order to understand them a little more about the artist and you know what they were thinking when they were doing the piece, communication is really key with that. And then of course with fashion too, you know, it just speaks for itself. When you're seeing it on the street, you're setting a statement. You know, it could be just body language even, that's communication. You know, there's so many parts that are combined to make it come across, you know.
Yeah.
With body language, the way you speak, your tone, actually talking, you know.
And
listening. Yes.
hearing.
Listening is key.
Now, direct communication is probably the best, right? So,
Yes.
like in person. So, for anybody out there, you know, you can't be here, we can't see you, and of course, that's already a challenge if we were to communicate with you. Direct communication.
It's part of our movement here at Midoma.
Yeah, face to face, I think.
The last 6 months, we're trying to bring back a telephone call or an in-person interaction because, you know, I always say in my coaching sessions with people that when you're communicating, when you're reading something that someone wrote, let's take your best friend. When they send you a text, you hear their voice clearly in your head. But if it's maybe a coworker, or if you're a business owner, if it's someone that you have dealings with, whether it's your water delivery people or your alarm company, if you receive an email that sounds offensive, when I speak in coaching, I say how you receive that and how it was written is based on variables on both sides. So if I had a cranky commute on the train this morning and I'm going to read an email from someone who I don't really know personally at all, I just know that my deliveries have been late and I've been overcharged a numerous amount of times, I'm going to put this tone in the email and I may respond in like, and that's not fair.
No.
And I find that when it's easy for us to just go ahead and text or send a chat back or send an email back, or shut something off literally by, you know, just shutting the phone, or turning the phone off, turning the sound off, muting yourself, alienating yourself from the rest of the world because you can't be bothered, it doesn't make anything go away and it surely doesn't make things better. I think if you came to me with a problem, anyone who knows us would say we would do anything to try to work through that with you. If I don't know what's going on, or if you are sulking and I get it in an email or a text, oh my gosh, I remember even in high school before cell phones, guys, that when someone thought I hurt their feelings, I was crushed. I would apologize while crying, and I still cry a lot. I'm the actor. I'm this oversensitive, mid-50s child.
But I also think, you know, I mean, communication, I think it can work only, I think, in the salon, right? Here, when somebody visits us, a client, and what we need to do is get the client or the guest to be in a position where they're comfortable.
Comfortable and connected.
And trusting.
Well, yeah, because without actually having that, you know, verbal communication or that interaction personally, like Mariana was saying, you know, it's very stale when it comes to using just technology to communicate. And, you know, just like we were talking with tone, you know, yeah, we create our own tone when we're watching or looking or reading. When it comes to technology. So without having that interpersonal connection, and especially when it comes to the arts, it takes the heart out of it and you don't really understand fully what both parties are trying to come across. So that's kind of what I'm gathering from like our communication nowadays. You know, I mean, I'm of course young, much in the realm of millennials kind of, but on that kind of cusp of Gen X too, I like to say, because I grew up without the technology. So, you know, I had both realms
so you did,
as well.
You did too, yeah.
You know,
just
so
like us.
I remember, like, you know, when people would call and leave a message, you waited a couple days, you know, and then, oh, something's wrong, you know, rather than now we wait for 2 minutes and, you know, we still have lives, and if they don't answer, then we're like, what's happening, someone's dying. See, we create our own kind of chaos when it comes to technology sometimes, so we have to separate that and make it more personable.
So in my coaching expertise, right, every time I speak, you are learning this quickly, that I also try to give a lesson then. And I'm going to do this today as well. I'm going to call someone I haven't called in a while who I hold near and dear. And I'm going to tell them that I appreciate them and that I miss the sound of their voice. So maybe
that's great.
Maybe we can all do that today.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys?
Contact
Thumb up it?
I like
Anything?
that idea.
I think it's important. I think it's important to make a call and to let someone hear your voice and let them know that they were thought about. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm the tree hugging hippie and the rock star. I'm lost in between.
You're a human, and that's what I like to say, because a lot of, you know, biggest thing, our humanity, you know, we've just become so involved with just ourselves and not caring for others anymore, it seems like, you know. And I mean, meeting Mariana and then myself, we both have realized like there's still hope out there. We actually have some caring people out there because we do care, and that's what needs to be carried on and needs to be spread and put into hearts of others, seeds into other people.
And I think that's what makes you guys really good, and you guys, meaning all of the people working on clients out there. I think it's important to know that when we interview potential candidates and we ask them, you know, why this industry? Why did you choose this industry? And a common response is because I like to make people feel beautiful. Now, really listen to that. You like to make people feel beautiful. We've seen people come in, attorneys, doctors, Columbia students, who walk in here through our 8th Avenue chaos, and they walk in here stressed, checking in with a certain tone, and when they leave, they say, oh my gosh, I fell asleep in the chair. Oh my gosh, I wish I came to you hours ago today because it was a hell of a day. So I think the mission is accomplished, that what's beauty, right? So we can make someone, we can enhance someone's appearance, right, guys?
Make
We can
them
enhance
beautiful
someone's
themselves.
appearance. But we know the beauty that we're hoping to get is that they realize that inside of themselves.
Well, it's not just skin deep.
Right.
Beauty
So
is
when they
never
see
skin deep.
themselves and they're calm, it's like taking, you know, you take the bag off the head and they can see clearly. There's no clouds around you.
I want to point out. I mean, it is quite serene here.
Come
right?
in now. You're out of the picture.
Right
I know.
now, very serene. I mean, we're listening to Moby, and
Yay, Moby.
feeling like a little spa here in the heart of Midtown. Downstairs is really crazy, but up here it is a stark difference between what's happening downstairs and what's happening in here. So I feel that, you know, somebody coming here to see us can really unwind and really, you know, take time out and just feel good and concentrate. You know,
I get to do that the last 30 minutes of the day.
Yeah, concentrate, taking in the art and just have a beautiful moment.
Yeah, well, like we were talking, going into like almost to our next category with communication is experience, right? Like you're talking about, the experience of going into a place really makes and breaks a person's day or moment of beauty, I would say.
Yeah, we talked about the other day. You know, why do people should, you know, come to a hair salon or go to a hair salon aside from getting their hair done? It's just an amazing. It should be an amazing treatment. It should be a time that is special, and we shouldn't take it. We don't take it for granted. You know, sometimes I can't believe that we have the luxury to work in a place like this, and have the pleasure to make people feel better and look better. Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity, you know, to have, you know, for us.
And with saying that, with the kinds of customers, you know, you don't just treat certain customers a certain way and this person a certain way and whatnot. It's everyone that comes in is treated just the same, and with the importance of the individual. You know, hairdressing is not just a practicality type of art. It's an art, you know, just like with painting or clothing or whatever. You know, it's
That's why we call you guys sculptors and
the sculpture,
painters.
exactly. You know, there's a fluidity to it and a freedom of it where it caters to the individual rather than just, okay, I saw this hairstyle, I want to look like this person, I want to look like that person. We need to be looking like ourselves and enhancing ourselves to feel more better for us and not trying to be something we're not, you
Right.
know? So I feel with that experience, when you come to a certain salon like Midoma, you get that. You feel like you're important. You feel like, oh, I'm going to set a trend. I'm going to do, you know, it's not, I'm doing this because someone else did, you know?
Are you speaking as a client who sits in your chair, or as a technician who comes
Well-
that has an opportunity in a chair here?
Kind of speaking as a client per se, because with me, when I go into places, that's the biggest thing I look for is
Walking in is hard. first time a lot of times. Right?
Yeah, everyone's always
It
nervous.
can be uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, because when you go to, there's so much saturation within this industry, and so many different types of people, and different types of hairstylists, and different whatnot. And when you go to a new place, you don't know what's going to happen because of probably some post-traumatic stress from a time that you did go into a new salon and something happened. Past experiences. Things that happened in our lives really do affect the way that we experience things too. So with that, maybe we can change that when they're in our chairs and give them a new perspective on what hair really is, going to the professional compared to going to on YouTube, there's a lot of YouTube videos out there, you're like, I could do it myself, but there's so many variables that can happen when you're doing stuff to yourself that it might not get the end result you're looking for.
We talked about this, right? And I told you that even if you were to be able to do it yourself, but I'm working with hair for over 30 years, and I know what I can do if I wanted to on my own head. But even me, I would not cut my own hair.
No.
Sideburns, maybe this is as far as I go. Beyond that, I think you should have it done by an artist, by somebody who knows what they're doing, and somebody who loves doing
And
it.
take that hour and a half for yourself.
For yourself,
Oh, you do so much.
And exactly, and that's what that was about. Even if you could do it yourself, why do you want to have that taken away from you, that moment in a place with some great people? And then you're wearing also something that's created by somebody. It's almost like you're wearing an artist's art piece. So that's really what it is. So there is this invisible connection still that exists between what happened on your hair and the artist. When you leave until you come back, there is there is something that you take with you. And so the YouTube instructors, I think some of them are great when it comes to styling.
It's styling,
Or can get to
makeup,
the salon, how to cut your bangs instead of just doing this, right? Michael has even tutored a client who is going to Europe for 6 months and said, okay, the rest of this will be fine, but how do I keep my bangs out of my eyes? And he said, okay, this is what you're going to do. So
It's a professional showing, right?
it's the professional, her stylist showing her how to do it. So, we understand there are times you can't get there. We understand there are times you have to do a house call. God forbid somebody is ill or is on, bed rest or pregnant and can't get up for another 7 months. We have all done that. As stylists, I understand having to carry your, I can't tell if they're flight attendants or hairstylists sometimes on the move.
The workshop.
And I'm not going to put that down because trust me, I understand why it's done. But I do want to say, when you are on the 7th floor loft in Midtown Manhattan and you have 13 windows that are huge, and you have these cushy chairs from Italy that go up and down and swivel so that you can see New York or experience the art gallery show, I think it behooves us to use as much light, as much comfort, not only for the client's pleasure, but for your own safety. If you are working on a kitchen stool and you are bent over like this and you cannot see, your work will suffer, and over time you will begin to suffer.
Yeah.
Trust me, again, mid-50s, guys.
See, I'm only in my mid-30s, and
You feel it even when you do it.
I've been to so many places where I've worked in certain spots where I didn't have that flexibility, and being the artist that I am and doing hair, you need to see all angles. You need to see good lighting. You need to see.
That was one of the first things you mentioned here was
Yeah.
the lights.
The
There's
lighting.
so much light.
That's the thing. It's like if there's not good lighting, you're never gonna see the result and be happy before you leave the salon. And that's the thing. You don't want to go outside the salon and have to come back all the time. You know, there are sometimes variable moments where, you know, weather changes, whatnot, that might affect your hair and might have to come back. But when you first initially come to a salon, you're expecting results. And if you don't get those results right away when you're sitting there, you're never going to be happy with it. And then you end up going somewhere else. And that's where you tend to go to salon to salon to salon because you're
Which
not
is still better than
you know.
kitchen to kitchen to kitchen.
Yeah,
Right?
because
Still-
a kitchen,
Yes.
Because they're just
a
darker.
kitchen is part of a home.
I'm generalizing.
A home is set up a certain way, and the professional space is set up a certain way, so you can really perform at your best. So, home is for the home, for personal, you know, feel good moments, but.
Home is where the heart is, but not
The
necessarily
workplace.
the hair.
The workspace is set up to work, and you know the work will be better, and there's a reason why it's set up the way it is. You know, so
Treat yourself. That's what
treat
we're
yourself.
coming to, you know.
And looking to see if any questions coming in, not yet, but
Okay, I'm going to ask a very ignorant question. I'm so sorry, audience. Can they, after
Yes,
this,
yes,
are
yes.
they able to send questions that maybe we can
yeah, we're going
put in a
to.
lineup for next week?
Yeah, we're going to have this live on the Instagram TV for a bit. And,
That's our intent.
Yeah, let's see what happens. But they can leave comments or ask questions.
And if anything goes wrong, please email questions. If you
Yes.
go to midoma.com, the email is there. It's simply info@midoma.com. You can email questions there if by chance something goes wrong here. I know we have just a few minutes left for today.
We do.
When we're talking about, like, when we're talking about going to a salon, you know, we can go into, like, the products, you know.
Oh, there's another half an hour right there.
And I know there is another half an hour, but
Yeah.
the main thing I'm talking about is just with using professional products and where to get professional products. Just like with getting professional hair, you don't just go to YouTube to find it and then figure it's going to work for everyone, because it's not. You know, that's
So
why
you
you
don't
go
go
to
to
professional.
Amazon.
Or Amazon, you know, yes, Amazon, there's a lot of places out there that are selling product that's not true and genuine, which they call the brown market, where a lot of people are diluting the product. It's not professional at all, and they're not giving the right information to the client that's looking for it. So that's also why where the professional comes in with the experience, you know. If a professional explains to you the right way and uses of a product and what product is actually right for their hair, then you'll be happy and always satisfied. It's not going to be a hit or miss and then you have a whole closet full of product, which I know a lot of people do out there. You know?
Yeah,
Wasteful.
some people are hoarding products and they're trying one and using it once and then they're moving on to the next and then another on to the next. So because they never really had anybody maybe tell them exactly what is good for their hair.
And I
the
will
right
say,
products.
you may accumulate products if you're a crazy girl like myself.
Well, and it's-
In that
Yeah.
your hair changes all the time.
True.
My hair changes
That is
if I
very
never
true.
got a haircut or never got a hair color. My hair changes seasonally. I don't have straight hair, I don't have wavy hair. But each season, whatever it's doing outside, my hair is going to react differently. On top of that, in between stages, like now, I'm trying to grow out a very heavy Betty Page bang, which was red here and dark here. I'm trying to grow out this undercut, which is pretty fabulous. I'm trying to disguise it. So sometimes we have these in-between stages where we need another product. When we get into our next look, because trust me, there's always a next look, at least on my horizon, you may need another product. If that look for you is mostly straight, then you will. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, yes, we will accumulate product even when it's sold to us by a professional to achieve the look that we were on then with that atmosphere,
Yes.
with whatever the weather is doing then. But to accumulate product simply because you don't have someone to ask, or because you're going on Amazon or any of these other shop places.
eBay.
Yeah, I would love for you if you could buy online wherever you get your haircut, because you're still supporting the salon that
As well as
you
the product
admire,
line.
as well as the product line, and you know it's real.
Yeah, and that-
However,
Mhm.
that seems to be against all of our contracts. So I think we may want to stop on that topic and maybe start with that next week.
Yeah, I want to hear actually your guys' comments
Yeah,
on
what?
that. You
Please
know, with
email
your
us.
with doing with our product distributors to the salons. You know, like we want to join forces and grow this industry. I know everyone wants to do that within this beauty industry. And what are your thoughts on how we can, as salons, you know, sell on our websites?
In December, when did I start there? 1992?
December
When I started in this industry?
of 1993.
I think it was 1992. 1993. Okay.
Yes.
I've been in this industry, and I started as a receptionist. Now I'm a business owner. So I started as a receptionist and was told, and I know we're at 11:30, so I'm gonna just sum this up as
We're 2
quickly
minutes
as I
late.
can.
We can-
Okay, all right. I got a little grace
We have
period.
2 extra bonus
In
minutes.
December that year, I was told, because I'm very curious about business, that the retail sales should easily pay for your receptionist salary. I can tell you, I wouldn't be able to employ a receptionist based on our retail sales of recent years since the companies have formed, such as any online shop, okay, the Amazons and the, I don't know who else is out there,
eBay,
all of those. And I'm not putting them down. There is a time and a place for that if something can't be bought anywhere else. But I think it's important to know we have to support the companies that are important to us. We have to support the people that are important to us. I want to remind you, go call somebody today. Don't text, call them.
Yeah, well, with your same with the products, like I mean, especially with you guys, you've been open for 18 years, and with New York being a transient city, people come and go all the time, and so you have clients that have come here and now they live in another state or another country even sometimes, and they can't get the products that we've used here before, and that's the biggest thing is they still want to keep that creative style with the products, and in order to do that, you have to get it somehow, and that's where it comes in when it comes to the salons, especially within New York.
I mean, I just question why there is no salon represented online when it comes to purchasing professional products.
Yes.
So that's the question.
And we're gonna pick it up. We're gonna start with that next
Maybe we can start with it next week, and maybe we have some answers for you. Until then, I'm not sure.
Until then, hugs, kisses.
Yeah.
Oh, are we supposed to have end the same way?
We can have a little clean.
Tell us how we should end it, so
Yeah.
you know it's done for the day. Send in some funny stuff.
Yeah, we can.
But on this note,
we have to get going because we have to get ready for our first clients. I hope it will be a great day for everybody. Let's do some great hair.
Peace,
Let's
love,
make
joy.
some people
Rock
happy. All right.
Sounds
thank
good.
you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, this is it for today. So see you next Tuesday. Bye.